Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cards by Melissa Minor. Today I'm going to be using a cut file and a mixed media background. So the first thing I'm doing here is I have a piece of Vicki Boutin mixed media paper pad that I've spritzed with water, and then I am going to use my Shimmerz Paints and make this background. But I'm doing it in an unusual way. I'm actually putting my Shimmerz Paints onto this stamp. Now this stamp is so cool. It is called Ol Summertime-Creameez, that's the brand, and it's the dot dash grid. So the colors that I'm using are good Ol Summertime-Creameez, my Clementine, it's a Creameez, and I also have over here Squeeze the Day Color Splash. I have another one, I have a pumpkin color there too, but I don't end up using it. So if you're not familiar with Shimmerz Paints, Creameez, they're a satin color, and what you do is you just spritz them with a little bit of water, you add a few drops, and then you take your paintbrush and you mix it up. So that's what I've done here. And then with the other one, the color splash, the yellow, the Squeeze the Day, a color splash it's a glossy acrylic spray. And I like these, they're really good for splattering. You want to shake it very well. Like the other ones you don't shake up, but this one is a paint. And so the color splashes you do want to shake in the bottle. So you'll see here I am using my paintbrush. It has a little bit of water on it, and I've been dabbling it onto this stamp and then doing both first and second generation stamping. Now the Squeeze the Day color, that color splash, with that one I went ahead and spritzed it right onto the stamp. So I'm going to keep layering this up until I get the desired color that I want to use. So this is so fun. A lot of times I will go ahead and just put my paint directly onto the paper, but sometimes I get like paintbrush strokes, and so I love the way that this distress stamp really goes onto my paper, and it gives me the look that I'm going for without having to get those brush strokes. And you'll notice I didn't even take my paintbrush to my paper. I'm strictly just using this stamp to put all my mixed media down. Now, in the end, most of this is going to get covered, and it's kind of sad, right? Because you won't see but just a little bit peeking out. But it's so fun to create these backgrounds with these paints. I think it's so relaxing, and you don't have to be like some great artist to use these paints. You can just explore and experiment with different techniques and try different things. And so that's what I'm doing here today with using this stamp. So I've almost got the mixed media done. I'm just going in and adding a few more pieces or a few more images to where I think I want to put all of these. And I think this is looking really good. Here's my photo that I want to use. So this is a gym photo, and it's going to go along with my cut file that I'm using. So my cut file is from Peartree Cutfiles, and it's my very first time using one of their cut files, and this was a free one actually from their Facebook site. And so how cool is that? I did sign up for their Pearscription, which I'm really excited about that, and I should be receiving it soon. And a Pearscription is a monthly subscription club where they have cut files, and you can either have the digital downloads or you can opt to have them mailed to you. So when I get those, I will definitely do an unboxing so that you can see all the cut files that I received. But in the meantime, I went ahead and downloaded this free download, Friday Mood. And so back to my story here about my photo. I don't know if any of you are gym goers, but gym rats, maybe that's what I'll call myself. On Fridays, it's Flex Friday. And so you got to take a gym selfie flexing. And so I think this cut file Friday Mood was so perfect for Flex Friday photos. And it's not very often that I'll document about myself, especially gym photos, but this was just too fun. And you know, my weight fluctuates quite a bit, and so this is kind of motivating to me to see where I was just a couple years ago. And so, you know, I'm really trying to get back to that physique, and so this is motivating, and so I thought I would go ahead and capture that by documenting this photo. All right, so I am splattering some paint on here, and I have sped this up quite a bit, but what I'm doing is just dipping my paintbrush into each of the colors that I've used, and I'm splattering this onto my page. So for the Squeeze the Day, I did spray a little bit of that onto my glass mat and a little bit of water, just to easily spread that around. So most of the yellow is covered up in the end, but I am putting it on here. Okay, and then instead of using a heat tool like I would use to heat emboss, I'm actually using a hair dryer. I picked this technique up from one of the girls on the design team over at Shimmerz Paints. I believe it was Joanne that said that she likes to use a hair dryer. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to try it. So I really liked using the hair dryer method. It doesn't get too hot this way, and it doesn't warp my page or anything. Now I am just taking a paper towel and just rolling off the little bit of excess that I had remaining on the sheet. All right, so it's time to bring back in my photo, and I do print these at home. I have the PictureMate 400 printer, and I printed this in 3x4 size. I did print with the white border already on there, and then I've matted on a piece of black cardstock and then a piece of yellow cardstock. So I went ahead and used some paper here, and I used the nested star dies from scrapbook.com. And the paper that I'm using is an old paper pack. I don't even know if it's still available, but it's from Honeybee Stamps, and it's called Hot Tropics. And, you know, the peach is kind of like referred to gym terms. So I went ahead and used the peach paper. I just wanted a little hint of it. And then I've used the different nested star dies to cut out different stars in various sizes for my page. And I'm going to go ahead along the edge here and just kind of dry fit these, and then I'll cut these off camera, or glue these down off camera. Now my inspiration for my layout today, it came from Allison Davis. I am taking the Scrapbook and Cards Today Sketches class, and each month, if you've been following along with my channel, I do a layout based upon the sketch. Now this month, with the sketch became a lesson, and the lesson is if you're falling into a creative slump, then to get out some different shapes. And so that's what I'm doing today with these stars, and it was really kind of fun to just place them all around on my page, just testing them out in different spots to see what looks visually pleasing to the eye. So it might change a little bit once I start gluing things down, and it did just a little, but I think that looks cute. All right, and then I do have my picture covered up, and I'm bringing in my luster black brush from scrapbook.com. These are so good. I have the black and the white, but I decided since my cut file that I've used with the black, then I will go ahead and use these splatters from this luster brush. So I'm just taking it here and splattering this all around my page. Now when I did cut my cut file from Peartree Cutfiles, I did use the contour function to cut out the letters to back my cut file, and that made it so easy. All right, so I have all the splatters on my page, and now I'm going to get brave. I kind of thought about this for a minute, and I really wanted to bring some more of that black and white over to the right-hand side, but I didn't necessarily want a star. So I'm tearing a little piece out of my page, and I'm going to glue down a strip of this pattern paper just to kind of fill that in to bring that black and white over to the page. I've only got the one black and white star, and so I'm not going to build like a huge cluster over here, but I just wanted something to bring your eye across the page. Now I'm also using my fingernail here to just kind of rough up the edges of this little torn spot. And then you'll see I did bring in my powder tool there. I had a little too much adhesive, and so that powder tool just takes off all the adhesive. You'll see me do that a lot of times to remove the stick off of stickers. But it works great anytime you get adhesive where you don't want it as well. All right, so I am going to bring another little star over here to the right-hand side of the page. And then I remembered I had these little like glossy, they're not acrylic, well maybe they are acrylic stars in my stash. And so I wanted to bring a little more black onto my page, and so I thought I would embellish with these black stars. And I really like the way that this brings that black into the layout, because I think it was missing that. So I'm really liking the way this page is turning out, and it's such a fun item to document. So I went ahead and put those stars down, and I think I want one more. I have one more star on my sheet, and I thought, well, I might as well use it. And I'm trying to decide where I want it. And so in the end, it's going to go up there to the top left of my photo, and I think that really draws your eye down and across the page with the black stars. All right, next I want to embellish, or I want to journal, and these are the slimline dies, the slim strip dies from scrapbook.com, and every person that scrapbooks needs these, in my opinion. So it's really great. It cuts out these strips, and then what you do is you just take your pen and you write out your journaling that you want to write, and then you can cut these to various lengths to go along your page. And so that's what I've done here. I've wrote out my journaling. It says, striving for progress, not perfection. Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. Flex Friday. And so I love that. And it really just tells my story of the photo. And so I'm just cutting these, and then I will glue these down off camera. I do trim up a couple of these a little bit more, and I'm just going to stagger them over here to the right of my photo. So that really is going to wrap up my photo, or wrap up my page today. I will have information linked down below if you're interested in the Scrapbooking Cards Today creative class. And I will have links to any other products that I've used on my layout that are still available. I hope you've enjoyed this. Here's the look at the paper pad. I wanted to just show you that real quick. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button, leave me a comment, and thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.